I've got the top 10 injury replacement pickups in fantasy basketball coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. It's been a rough week in terms of injuries to point guards, so I'm going to tell you who you should be targeting as injury replacements. If you like this content, please smash that like button, and a special thanks to all of our subscribers who have been watching these videos, as you now account for over 17% of all viewers. To the other 83% of viewers that haven't yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so as it helps me create these videos for you. Also, leave a comment on a player that you think might be deserving to be on this list. This episode is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy Sports. Use the promo code BEATTHEODDS to double your first deposit up to $250. And first-time users get a free square. Like tonight, if you bet on James Harden to score 1 point, and he does, which he will, then you win. Now let's start in Golden State with Chris Paul. He had surgery on his fractured left hand. He's going to be reevaluated in 3 weeks. So your replacement targets are Brandon Podziemski, owned in 52% of leagues. Last game, he posted 29 minutes, had 5 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 3, 18% shooting from the field. Didn't go to the line in that game. He has been a popular pickup as his role has been increasing over the last couple of weeks. He's likely going to take that secondary playmaker role and the defensive specialist role as well. He's going to have that for a few more weeks as the team looks to him in the absence of Chris Paul. He had an off shooting night in his last game against Toronto, but he has shown to be able to fill a box score on any given night. The second replacement target I would say would be Moses Moody. He's owned in 4% of leagues. He logged 22 minutes in the last game, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 threes, 1 steal, 1 turnover on 78% shooting from the field and 100% from the line. When you're hot, you're definitely hot. Moody shot lights out in the team's loss against Toronto. He earned 22 minutes along the way. Now, there's no guarantee that he's going to be able to continue to see those type of minutes if he wasn't shooting as well as he was, but at least he should be able to get another look at some extended minutes in tonight's game against the Pelicans. Let's go to Detroit here. Cade Cunningham has a left knee strain. He's going to be reevaluated here in 1 week. Your replacement targets are going to be Jaden Ivey, 54% owned, 33 minutes per game in his last game against Sacramento, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 threes, 2 steals, 4 turnovers on 41% shooting from the field and 75% from the line. Ivey's going to be a prime pickup for the next week or so, as he is going to be the primary ball handler and scorer for Detroit for as long as Cunningham is shelved. If you're curious as to what to expect, I'd queue up Ivey's numbers from last season where he was featured while Cade sat with his shin injury. Expect Ivey's lines to look similar to what he posted against Sacramento, which looks like great production, middling percentages, and high turnovers. Your next pickup here in Detroit is going to be Killian Hayes, 13% owned, 31 minutes per game in his last game against Sacramento, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 6 turnovers, 25% shooting from the field, and 100% from the line. Hayes is actually a great target in deeper leagues as he's going to get a chance to produce with more playing time. The 6 turnovers is an aberration. His highest turnover game this season before yesterday's game was only 3. In a 4-game stretch from November 30th to December 8th, where Hayes logged 30 minutes per game, he produced 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now, it's possible that he's going to be able to recreate those numbers until Cade returns from his injury. The last player to consider picking up in Detroit here, Alec Burks, 20 minutes in his last game, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 threes, 1 steal, 2 turnovers on 46% shooting from the field and 60% from the line. Now, Burks isn't going to be tasked with picking up some extra ball handling duties, but he is likely going to be counted on for some extra offense while Cade sits. If he can pick up an extra 5 minutes per game, then we might be looking at a 20-point per game score that's going to be able to give you a handful of threes, and it's going to find himself knocking down free throws at a healthy clip. Let's move over to Indiana and talk about Tyrese Halliburton. He's got a grade 1 left hamstring strain, and he's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So for that period of time, your replacement targets are TJ McConnell. He's currently owned in 47% of leagues. Last game, he posted 25 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers on 50% shooting from the field. Halliburton fans and fantasy managers breathed a collective sigh of relief when it was revealed that he only suffered a grade 1 strain and should only miss a few weeks. Cue up TJ, Halliburton's number 1 handcuff. He's not going to knock down a 3, he's not going to block a shot, but he is as elite as it comes everywhere else and has a history of stepping up when Halliburton misses time. Our second player to pick up would be Andrew Nembhard, 15% owned, 12 minutes he played in his last game, 9 points, 3 assists, 1 3, 2 turnovers on 67% shooting from the field. Nemhard started the second half for Halliburton last game, and he should get the starter nod at point guard until Tyrese returns. He's going to be adept at running the offense and could provide a few useful fantasy lines along the way, but his minutes are going to be split with McConnell, and I kind of see McConnell getting the lion's share of those minutes. Nevertheless, with an offense like Indiana, you're still going to want to have Nemhard on your squad. Finally, the last guy to pick up in Indiana, we're looking at Bruce Brown, 56% owned, 20 minutes he played in his last game, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 3, 1 steal, 17% shooting from the field, and 100% from the line. Brown has a strong all-around game, and that's likely going to get a small boost with Halliburton's injury. With Nemhard and McConnell handling primary ball handling duties, I can see Brown finishing a few more plays in the upcoming weeks. I would venture that you're likely going to see Brown on the right side of 25 minutes per game and will possibly contribute 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assist lines on a semi-regular basis. And the final stop we're going to make here is in Memphis, with, of course, news that Ja Morant is going to require season-ending surgery for a labral tear in his right shoulder. Your replacement targets on that team are going to be Vince Williams Jr., 25% owned, 30 minutes that he played in his last game, 6.6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 threes, 3 steals, 3 turnovers on 25% shooting from the field. Although some might agree that it might be a bit early to say, but Ja's injury effectively closes the book on the Grizzlies season. Marcus Smart's going to get a boost, but you're not going to find him anywhere on the waiver wire. Vince Williams Jr. has already been slotted into the lineup there with Triple J's absence, so it's a safe bet that he's going to get first crack at making an impact in Ja's absence. And the other one to take a look at would be Derrick Rose. He's owned in 2% of leagues. He's currently injured kind of week to week, but he makes a really good deep potential add here, as he's going to be asked to shoulder some of those minutes with Ja out for the season once he returns from his injury. Rose has been struggling, of course, with being able to stay healthy all season, so adding him was going to require a little bit of risk. But really, there isn't another clear-cut answer to replace Ja, so the Grizzlies are going to have to count on a little luck if they want Rose to soak up some of those minutes. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I am going to sign off for now, but I'll catch you guys on the next episode.